So still some students have came now. I welcome to them also. So what we will be doing today? Today is the lecture number 7. So those who have joined late, I want to tell them I have posted all the, you can say, PPTs, all the PDFs and all the videos in your WhatsApp group. Though it was posted on your ERP portal, but you again I have posted all the PPTs and PDF yesterday, and last week I have posted all the good videos from the YouTube which are related to your topics. You can go through those videos also. And for my videos, you can go to the official YouTube channel of our department. You will find my videos what I have delivered in the class from tomorrow there also. So this is the thing that I want to share with you. So all the material is provided to you. Now it is up to you. You have to go through very carefully. And next week your MSTs are starting. Still you have any doubt, I have written in your WhatsApp group also. If you still have any doubt, you can ask me anytime. So this is the thing about the material. I have also sent the syllabus, part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4. Part 1 and part 2 will come in your MST. So today what I will do, what actually I was thinking of starting first completing the fuzzy. Already we have started. Then I thought in the second hour I will start with the planning. But now I think I will revise. I will not start planning because it's the part 3 of the, and it will not come in your MST. Fuzzy will also not come in your MST, but we have already started the fuzzy system. So I will complete the fuzzy system in the first half of this lecture. Then we will have some pose on the fuzzy system that we have covered today. Then what we will do, we will revise all syllabus again, and all the topics that we have covered in the first six lectures, and that will be the part of your MST. So that nobody have any doubt about that, and everything is clear. So it will, if anybody is still not joined, please call him or her and ask that please join the lecture, because today's lecture will be very important to them. If you attend the lecture, you can have a clarity about what is the syllabus in MST and what are the some important questions, or you, if any doubt is there with you, or how to attempt that particular question, how much you have to write, because same question can be of 2 marks, same question can be of 5 marks, that is 4 marks, and same question can be of 8 marks according to your MST. So you have to think of what to write if the same question is there in 2 marks, then in a 4 marks, or in a 8 marks. So this I will discuss here, how to attempt the MST one. So first I will complete the fuzzy that we have started, fuzzy system. So first of all, I will tell you about the Cartesian product. So we have done different types of operations and properties of the fuzzy sets. Now we will see what is the Cartesian product. So Cartesian product here is the simple set, the Cartesian product of simple set. I'm not talking about the fuzzy set. I'm talking about the simple set. Suppose there is set A. It has 3 members, like set A has 3 members, 1, 2, 3. Set B has 2 members, 4 and 5. Then their Cartesian product will be set A into B. That will be having how many members? It will be having multiplication of this 3 into 2, 6 members. These will be 1, 4, 1 member, then 2, 4. We can do like this: 1, 4, 1, 5, then 2, 4, 2, 5, then 3, 4, 3, 5. So it will the number of elements here and number of elements the product. So such, and we represent it in a form matrix form. We represent these members like in a matrix form. So it is 3 by 2. So it will be like this: 1, 4, 1, 5, then 2, 4, 2, 5, 3, 4, 3, 5. So 6 members will be there. But what happens in a fuzzy set? In fuzzy set also, you know that in fuzzy set The members are not simple elements, but with the element we take into account their membership degree, the degree. So the members, when we will see, we will not say one and this, we will have this thing in the mind, 0.1, or when we combine with this, and second here 1 is 0.2. So out of this 0.1 and 0.3, one will be the member of your matrix. And what will be the member? The maximum of the two will become the member of the matrix. So this is the form in a fuzzy set, the Cartesian product. I will show you in a screen with an example also where we take the maximum. So after that, this is the main thing in a Cartesian product. We will meet the matrix of the Cartesian product of the fuzzy set. Then there will be two topics about the projections. I am just giving the overview of today, what we are going to do today. Then there will be the projections. What is projection? We will do the first projection and the second projection. In a first projection, there will be the matrix of the Cartesian product that is known as the fuzzy relation. That thing, the matrix form of Cartesian product of two fuzzy set, it is known as the fuzzy relation. So in fuzzy relation, we have the two projections, projection 1 and projection 2. Suppose there are some members of the fuzzy relations. Suppose like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and so on. So what will the maximum in the rows? What will the maximum value among the row? That will come in the R1. Suppose in this 0.1, 0.2 and 0.3, here it will come 0.3. Here we have 0.7, 0.9 and 0.6. So here maximum will be 0.9 and so on. So the highest or the maximum from each row becomes the first projection. The maximum from each column, the maximum from each column, it will become your second projection. The maximum from row will become first projection. The maximum for column becomes the second projection. Like here 0.1 and 0.7. 0.7 is the maximum. 0.2 and 0.9. 0.9 is the maximum. 0.3 and 0.6. 0.6 is the maximum. So then comes the total projection RT. So RT is the total projection. It is the maximum among R1 and R2. So whatever will be the maximum among R1 and R2, here it will be 0.9. So it will become a total projection. So what is the procedure? First we take the Cartesian product. Then we make a matrix of a Cartesian product of, here the Cartesian product in fuzzy is done with the help of the, you can say, degree of membership of each element of the two matrices, where we take the maximum. Then we make a matrix of that is known as the fuzzy relation, and in the matrix form, from the we find that projections, three projections we have to find. That is, first is the projection 1 R1, and the second projection is R2, and the third projection is the total projection RT. The first projection is the maximum among the rows. For every rows we will find the maximum and it will come under the R1. For every columns we will find the maximum, that will come under the R2 projection, and the maximum on R1 and R2 will come under the RT projection. So this I am going to share now. Just look onto this thing. So first of all, see the Cartesian product of the two fuzzy sets. Cartesian product of two fuzzy sets is given with you. It is the fuzzy set A with the membership A, B, members as A, B, C, and in the set B there is a simple set. It is, I'm not talking about the fuzzy set first of all. There is 1 and 2. So what we have the Cartesian product A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. So if there are three members here, two members, the Cartesian product will have a 3 into 2, 6 members. So this is the Cartesian product of the two fuzzy sets. But here we are talking about the membership function. So in a membership function, we take the membership function of element of A and membership function of element of B. So what will be taken into account in a Cartesian product? It will be a minimum member. I mistakenly told maximum, but it is the minimum. So minimum of the membership function of A and minimum of the membership function of B. The first element here and the first element here. when we will do the Cartesian product, the membership degree of membership of A will be compared with the degree of membership of 1. So what will be the minimum of 2 that will come in a Cartesian product? Let us see the example here also. So it is all the thing again saying there that when we make a matrix, then it becomes a fuzzy relation. So fuzzy relation is a generalization of definition of fuzzy set from 2D space to the three-dimensional space. So make it in a three-dimensional space. So you have to just remember what is the Cartesian product and what is the fuzzy relation. So fuzzy relation describes the degree of association of the element, and we take the minimum. When there are two elements from the two different sets, then we have to capture the minimum among the those degree of membership. Let us come to the example. So just see here. Uh, let us see, there are two sets are given x1 and x2. It has directly given you the relation, but the method is same that I told you. The method is, suppose x1 and y1, maybe there will be the two. I will just show you with the example. Just see. Let there is a fuzzy set 1, fs1. First member is a and 0, b 0.2, c 0.7. This is fuzzy set 2 with the member 1, 0.1, 2, 0.5. So here one thing is that in the previous operations that we have done, union, intersection, the two sets must be union compatible, means the element should be the same in number and elements should be same in the identity also. But here it is not the necessity. So here we will make the fuzzy relation after taking the Cartesian product. So how the fuzzy relation will be there? It will be a form of matrix. It will be a form of matrix. So here the first member will be between this and this, product of this and this. So first member will be, I will first make the simple fuzzy relation. First member will be A or 1, and what will be from A and 1, what will the degree of membership? The minimum one, that is 0. So in a, when we write in a matrix form, then we will simply write 0. This and this, between A product 1, the degree of membership is less 0. So here you will write here. Then A into this, the degree of membership is A0 and 2, 0.5, less is 0. Again 0. Then B into this, the degree of membership less is 1, 0.1. This into this will be degree of membership 0.2. C into 1, so here 0.7, here 0.1, we will take 0.1. Then C into this, minimum is 0.5. So this type matrix will be there. So this is type of fuzzy relation that he has written in this example. Just see here. So just see here this one. So x1, y1, 0, x1, y2, 0.1, x1, y3, 0.2, x2, y1. So he have already compared. He has given this thing. Here what we have done in between, he has already compared. So like this, he has already compared, and in a relation, he have only put the degree of membership. So how to select the degree of membership? He has not given that. I have told you the minimum of the two. When A and 1 we are comparing, so there is a degree of membership of A, there is a degree of membership of 1. So what will be the minimum that will be compared? So the first member, actually it becomes A1, it is A1, and their degree of membership 0 and 0 point, it is 0. But in relation, we only write this thing, the degree of membership. We do not write A and 1. That I want to tell you. In a fuzzy relation, when we represent in a matrix form, then we only specify the degree of membership. Otherwise, in a set form, if you want to write the set of the Cartesian product of A and B in a set form, you will write like this. First is A1 with degree of membership 0. Then A2 with degree of membership is 0 and 0.5, less is 0. Then B1 0.1. Then B2 0.2 is here, 0.5 is here, that is 0.2. So this is the way to write the in a set form, that the Cartesian product in a set form. But when we write in a matrix form, so in a matrix form, we will only denote this thing 0, 0, then 0.1, then 0.2. So just see here, I will show here or in the screen also. You can see in a screen, it has only mentioned x1 and y1 here. So in this, here you will write A1, then B, then C, A1 and A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. So this is the matrix form. So A first set is been denoted here, elements, second set elements are denoted here, and their degree of membership, the minimum among the degree of membership denoted in the matrix. So this is the way to represent the thing. So this symbol becomes the symbol for the matrix form of the relation. So we have formed the fuzzy relation. This you have to do only this, that much in what is fuzzy relation. Then we have to take the R projection. Now the first projection R1. So this is the formula for R1. It is X there. Then the maximum among the row. This means, this line means the maximum among the row. A into B is the Cartesian product. X and Y, mu R is the membership function of X and Y. So we have to take the which membership function? We have to take the maximum among the rows. So just see what, and this is the formula for second projection. So you need not remember all things. You must remember only the formula. And main thing is some numerical comes where we are given with the set A and set B, and you are asked to make the fuzzy relation and denote in a matrix form. So just see. So this is the matrix form that we have already denoted. Now what is R1? R1 is the maximum among this thing. So maximum among this is 1. So 1 is here. Then in this row, the maximum is 0.9. We have put 0.9. In this row, the maximum is 1. We have put 1 here. And so this is R1, that is the first projection. The second projection is we have to take the maximum on the column. So here the first column is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. So the maximum is 0.3. In the second column, it is 0.3, 0.5, and 0.6. So 0.86 is the maximum. In the third column, Y3, 1, 0.7, and 1 is maximum, and so on. So once you have taken the first projection and the second projection, then there is a turn of the, what is the total projection? So total projection is the maximum among this now, maximum among the R1 and maximum among the R2. So maximum in the R1 is R1. Here also the maximum was 1. So maximum between this and this, it is 1. So R1 is the total projection. So this is the only simple thing that you have to do. Simple fuzzy set is given like this. You have to make the Cartesian product and make the fuzzy set like this. Then you have to represent in a form of a matrix. Then here R1 and R2 and RT. So it's very simple. If the question comes, you can fetch the marks very easily. So this is what we have to do in a fuzzy set. For the fuzzy logic we have started. Then we have done what is fuzzy, what is the meaning of term fuzzy, and what is the fuzzy set. So I have completed with the fuzzy set. Then we have done the different operations of the fuzzy set: union, intersection, equality, comparable, difference. Then we did the different properties of the fuzzy set: associative, commutative property, then union property of absorption, idempotency. We have done those properties of intersection and properties of union. Then we did the Cartesian product. In the Cartesian product, from Cartesian product, we make the matrix which is known as the fuzzy relation. And from fuzzy relation matrix, we find the first projection, second projection, and the total projection. So this completes your fuzzy set topic. Now we'll start with the next topic of fuzzy system. So before starting that, let me stop this and I will tell you about what is the fuzzy system. So it is also the topic of 15 to 20 minutes, only 15 minutes I will take. Then I will revise the whole syllabus, what we have done up till now. So this chapter, it is not coming, it is I think in part 3. So your syllabus is up till part 2. So fuzzy system. So fuzzy system is that type of system which is based on a fuzzy logic. So in the starting of this chapter, again we will in your book, the fuzzy logic is repeated again. So what is fuzzy logic? Fuzzy logic is that type of logic which take into account of all the degree of truthness of anything. It is taking into account about the all the things which are imprecise, which are vague, which are ambiguous in nature. So similarly, you can same question that circle is there. So point is inside, outside, on the circle. And what about this situation? The point is inside the circle, outside or on the circle. For if you make a set on the circle, so it is very much less in on the circle. So on the circle, this point will have a value only 0.1 membership. And if we take outside the circle, so this point will have a membership of 0.9 because 90% is outside the circle, only 10% is inside the circle. So same logic we are making use in a fuzzy system. So what fuzzy system is? So we have to prepare one model where we work with the fuzzy values. But actually in normal life, we work with the crisp set, that is the two values, 0 or 1. So if we are to work with the fuzzy systems, then we have to convert all the crisp values into the fuzzy values. Means we have to associate the degrees with each member of the fuzzy set. So that association of the degree is done with the help of membership function. That how much this element belongs to this particular set, and it is in the range of 0 to 1. So here, what the thing in a fuzzy system are, first of all, input to the fuzzy system is the crisp values. We input the crisp value because generally we work with the help of only the crisp values, the definite values. Then if we want to work with the fuzzy system, then we have to convert this crisp values into fuzzy value. To convert this into the fuzzy value, we have a one process which is known as fuzzification. So fuzzification is a process where the crisp value is converted into the fuzzy values. And who helps to do this? There is a membership function along with. Throughout the fuzzy system, we have one function that is known as membership function. So function will help you to convert the crisp values into the fuzzy values, and the process is known as the fuzzification. Once the values are converted into the fuzzy set or the fuzzy values, then we have actual role of fuzzy system starts. So here we make use of the fuzzy relations, what I have talked now. Now the fuzzy relations are set there, and we apply the fuzzy rule on those values. So according to the fuzzy rule, we have to work upon all the things. So on the fuzzy rule, what is fuzzy rule? Fuzzy rule are not nothing, but it is a decision making rules, which are also known as if then rules. If then rule, because on the values of the fuzzy rule, on the values of what fuzzy value we get, on those particular value, we decide that what decision will be taken. That decision will be taken into account according to the fuzzy rule. And what this fuzzy rule is, if then, because on the basis of condition we make the some decision. So if the value lies between this, or a value lies by a value is greater than this, or value is less than. So whatever the condition we want to do, give, and we make the decision, if this is the value, then what to do. It is done in the fuzzy rule, and fuzzy rule, what are the different fuzzy rules? They come under the if-then rule. It is known as the if-then rule. After that, once the decision have been made, so we are working with the fuzzy value itself. But of the outer world or the general, what we are working, we are generally working with a crisp set. So whatever the output of the fuzzy after the fuzzy rule, the output still is the fuzzy value, and this value have to be given to the outside world, but outside world work only with the crisp values. So again, this fuzzy value, after making the decision, after applying the fuzzy rule, this fuzzy value, if we want to work with the outer world and we are having the fuzzy values, this fuzzy value has to be again converted into the crisp values. They have to be converted into the crisp values. So this process again involves this process is known as defuzzification. It is reverse of the process of fuzzification. So this process is known as defuzzification, and still membership function is there, which helps to take the membership of the fuzzy, each member of the fuzzy value. So membership function work throughout the fuzzy system, but here the fuzzy values are converted into the crisp values. This process is known as defuzzification, and what output we get, output we get is the crisp value itself, as we are normal set values. So this is the whole process of the fuzzy system. A very simple thing is there. I will show you the model of the fuzzy system. Simple, there are blocks. You can now, as you have understood this thing, you can very easily see what is the model of the fuzzy system and what is the processes known as, what is the meaning of crisp value. You know now what is the meaning of fuzzy value, what is the meaning of fuzzification, what is the meaning of defuzzification. So simply, if the question comes, what is fuzzy system, then you have to write the some introductory part. Fuzzy system is a type of system which works on a fuzzy logic. Then you have to tell what is the fuzzy logic, and when you are telling what is fuzzy logic, then you have to tell what is fuzzy. So first of all, you start with the term fuzzy. That what you mean by fuzzy. Fuzzy means anything which is vague, which is imprecise, which is not clear. So up till now, we were neglecting those things which were not clear. But the fuzzy theory or the fuzzy logic gives you the power to consider all the aspects. We should not leave those things, because everything have it affects. As I have told in the last lecture, that if we are working in a space, so our previous system left some points in a space which were not in a clear way whether they come in that vicinity or not. So what they do, the scientists, they left those points. But overall result, when we working the overall result, what we thought, the results are not coming as, because we have lost those values. But if we apply the fuzzy rule on those values, then it will also have its effect on its vicinity. So now the researches are done with the help of the fuzzy logic. We are not leaving any point in a space as it was left earlier. So every point in a space has its effect on its near point, the nearby points. So therefore, now the research, the values, the results are accurate. Whether you take account of the weather forecast, or if we go around 10 years back, so weather forecast was not accurate, but now the weather forecast is very accurate, and this is one of the reason. No doubt we are having good technology, hardware is very good. We are having the good cameras there. They take on the good pictures, but still some points, even in a cleaner picture, they are in doubtful that we have to take into account or not. But fuzzy make you possible to consider all the points with its degree of truthness or the degree of membership. So this is all about the fuzzy set. So in a fuzzy system also, you have to tell introductory part about the fuzzy set, fuzzy logic, and the fuzzy means. Then you will make a block diagram of a fuzzy system and explain all the blocks of the fuzzy system. I will show you on a screen the different block of the fuzzy system. So what are fuzzy systems? That I have already told you. Fuzzy system include the fuzzy logic and fuzzy set theory. So knowledge exists in two distinct forms, that is objective knowledge, which exists in mathematical form, and subjective knowledge in the linguistic form. So fuzzy is good in taking into account both the, you can say, values and the linguistic values, like tall, long, short, how much tall. So degree of tallness, degree of intelligence. It also taking the linguistic values. That is the main, you can say, power of the fuzzy system. So it helps in supports you in the decision making. It you helps you in the information retrieval system. These are the applications of the fuzzy system. It helps you in the robotics. Then it helps in the computer vision. It helps in the navigation system. So these are the different, you can say, applications of the fuzzy system. So main thing is it has decision making and fuzzy rule based. What I have told during my lecture about the fuzzy system, there is the fuzzy rule based. Fuzzy rule based help you to make a good decision. So therefore, this decision support system helps you in a financial planning, in a diagnostic system. If some disease has to be diagnosed, so this helps you in the meteorological system that I have already told you the meteorological system. So what, first of all, have a look on a fuzzy system. I will stop here for a moment. Just have a look of a block diagram of a fuzzy system. So the block of systematic fuzzy system is shown in front of you. So it has, first of all, input. Now input is the crisp set. Here the input has the crisp values. Then those values we are not, we are generally working the crisp values, but to make a hyper, because those values are sometimes vague in nature, so we have to uh, you can say associate some degree of membership. We will not leave any point, we will not leave any value, so we will fuzzify those values and we will see what degree of association that value has with the fuzzy set. So that process is known as fuzzification. So membership function is there in the downward, you can say in a blue block. Membership function helps you to make this decision or convert the crisp values into the fuzzification. Then we made the fuzzy inferencing, that is the decision making or reasoning out. So to help in decision making or reasoning out, fuzzy rule base are there. On the basis of the fuzzy values, we make a make a condition. That conditions are done with the help of the fuzzy rule base. Fuzzy rule base is also known as if-then rules. And according to that, we make some decisions, which is known as the fuzzy inferencing. After making the decision, we have to convey that decision to the outer world. So outer world understand the crisp values. Again, we have to convert these fuzzy values into the crisp values, the reverse of fuzzification, that is defuzzification. So therefore, the block of defuzzification is there. Then we get the output value. Output values are again in the form of crisp values. So in this thing, the whole process, this is the different parts of the fuzzy system. First is the input vector. Input vector are the crisp values which are transformed into the fuzzy sets in the fuzzification block. So output values are also the output vector are also the crisp values which are defuzzified. And what is the process of fuzzification? It is the process of transforming the crisp values into grades of membership or the linguistic terms. Suppose if the already the membership is given in the numeric form, that is 0.1, 0.2, it is good. But if your input terms are the linguistic far, mean, small, then how much so small it is, how much far it is, how much near it is. So it has to convert it into some degree of membership. So that degree of truthness is done with the help of the process of the fuzzification. Then there is a fuzzy rule base. It is a collection of propositions containing linguistic variable. The rules are expressed in the form of if then. Just see, if x is a and y is b, then z is c. So fuzzy rule base is nothing but actually the if then rule. Throughout the fuzzy system, there is the use of the membership function in the process of fuzzification and in the process of the defuzzification. Then there is a fuzzy inferencing, because this is the main where we make a decision. So fuzzy inferencing combines the facts obtained from the fuzzification with the rule base, that is the condition what we have applied, and we have to make some decision and conducts the fuzzy reasoning. You know, we have done the chapter of reasoning and inferencing. Reasoning and inferencing is same. From the some facts, we make some decision. Then last is the defuzzification, which we have already done. That translate the result and the fuzzy values back to the real world values. Those are the crisp values, like again far, near, or close, tall or long. This is all about the fuzzy system. So I conclude with this chapter also: fuzzy relation, fuzzy set theory, fuzzy logic, and the fuzzy system. So I will give you 1 minute, just recall what we have done in the previous lecture and this lecture about the, actually the topic is the uncertainty. So uncertainty is dealt with the two, you can say, theories, two concepts in our syllabus. One was the Bayes rule, second is the fuzzy systems. Bayes rule is basically uh, dependent upon or based on a probabilistic reasoning. That is the, what is the probability of event, of occurrence of the event. Even it can be conditional or unconditional, but the Bayes rule is the conditional. If one event has already occurred, then what is the probability of occurrence of the second event? So that is the Bayes rule. So one way of dealing with the uncertainty is the Bayes rule, and it is based on a probabilistic reasoning. Second method of dealing with the uncertainty, where we come in across the vagueness, ambiguity, imprecision, is the fuzzy logic. So they are the two methods in your syllabus. These are the two concepts through which we can deal the concept of uncertainty. And what our overall aim is, our overall aim is to design a computer system or a system or the artificial system that behaves similarly like a human behaves at presently. And what we want that our system should mimic the human. It should replace the human. So for that, human deals with the uncertainty, so your system should also deal with the uncertainty. And we have to make your system with the great knowledge base. You have to input all the patterns, and the decisions has to be taken by the your system. And there are various algorithms in machine learning that you have already done, where the algorithms are there which help us to take out the similar patterns which are present in a knowledge base. So this is all for today. We will have some polls on fuzzy topic what we have done today. After that poll, I will discuss with you the previous topic and I will revise your syllabus. So let us go with the poll. I will give you 1 minute. You just take 1 minute. You go through what we have done in your mind. Then I will launch the poll. I will be launching poll very soon. I will stop video for a moment as I am launching the poll. So this is the poll one. Very simple question. Very, very simple question. I want 100% result from all of you. So poll one is in progress. 20 of you have given your answer in a poll. I'm going to end the poll within 10 seconds. Only 30 students have polled up till now. It is simplest question up till now of your syllabus. Nine students still left. So be fast. I'm going to lock the poll now. Be fast. So still 34 students have given. Only seven students left. I'm going to end the poll now. So see the result. The result is 12. So it is a Cartesian product will have the 12 members 3 into 4, 12. And one thing before going for a next poll, one thing I want to tell you that there are some students whose fees is still pending. So first of all, the lecture will not be marked today and I'm going to remove them from today's class also. So it is better who is there, the student who have not given his fees, they have already been informed. So I will just see those students. I will remove them from today's class. So it is better you should remove yourself from a particular class. So I give you 2 minutes. Second poll, you start with the second poll. I'm just launching it. So second poll is in front of you. All of you, be with the second poll. So I give you 10 seconds more. Only 19 have polled out of 35 students. Be fast. I'm going to close the poll. Be fast, all of you. 5 students still left. I'm asking about the first projection. Shows the maximum of what? Row, column, both or none. So the result is in front of you and the right answer is the rows. First projection shows the maximum of rows. Second projection shows the maximum of column. And that total projection shows the both. That is the maximum of rows and column. Next poll. Come to the next poll. I have launched the poll. Two questions are there. First is transforming the non-crisp values into the crisp values. Non-crisp values. Fuzzy values are known as non-crisp values. Simple values are known as crisp values. And the second question is the process. That is grades of membership means degree of membership. What helps you in making the degree of membership? Grades of membership means degree of membership. Yes, go with the poll. Be fast. So I'm going to end the poll. Just see the result of the poll now. The answer of first was defuzzification. That is non-crisp. Non-crisp value means fuzzy values. Now to convert the fuzzy values into the crisp values, it is done with the help of defuzzification. And if we convert the crisp values into the non-crisp values or the fuzzy values, that is fuzzification. And second is membership function. It is the answer is membership function because membership function helps you to convert the fuzzy values into the degree of membership. That is the degree of truth or the grades of membership. So this is all about today's poll. So as I actually planned to start with the planning, but I got the call from some of your students that they need some revision. So therefore, I will start with the revision of the topic till now. So I will devote now this hour with the topic of the revision. So I start with the revision. What is reason for MSP 1? So we started with first chapter, that is the Intro to AI. So in this chapter, what we have done what is basically definition of intelligence. Then I will tell you what you have to do, what you have to study basically from these chapters. There are some important definitions like what is define intelligence, define artificial intelligence. So you can have a copy with you and you can write there also. Intelligence, then AI, then what are the components of AI system, then applications of AI, then recent applications of AI, then here you have Turing test, very important. What is Turing test? Who proposed in 1950s or 70s or 80s? That just go through what I already shared. Name of the person who proposed. Then what this test is about? It is testing of a machine. That what machine you have made, is it behaving like a artificial intelligent machine or not? Is it behaving like a human or not? The machine is artificial intelligent machine. You have to see that it is behaving like a human or not. So if it can identify the Turing test, the whole diagram you have to make like this type of diagram. The provision wall is there, then interrogator is there, other side one human is there and one machine is there. Question is being asked from the interrogator. From both they give the answer. If interrogator is able to distinguish whether the answer is coming from the machine or the human, then your Turing test fails. And if it is not able to distinguish that the answer is coming from the human or the machine, then your Turing test passes. So it's the test of the machine. The machine, artificial intelligence machine you have made, it is testing of that particular machine. Just wait for a minute. कुछ लोग कहता मैं होने का कितनी करनी. So this is in a first. Then what is agent? Define agent. What is different types of agent? So these are some of the important questions from the first chapter, that is the introduction to AI. Then what is rational thinking? The question is what are different types of AI machine, four categories of AI machine we can make. So there is a one slide about what four categories. So the machine that can think rationally, the machine that can act rationally, and machine that can think cognitively, we can act cognitively. So there are the four categories of AI machines that we can make. Then comes the question of problems, chapter of problem. What is problem? Define problem and what are the characteristics of the problem. So there are different natures of problem. The different types of problem are categorized on basis of their characteristics. So we have done characteristics of problem, very important. What are different characteristics of problem? You may be asked to write four characteristics, or you may be asked to write all the characteristics of a problem. Then there can be some simple question of different types. I have done water jug problem. So what does water jug problem is there? Then we have tic-tac-toe problem game, which we have done. Then a question can be a chess, where there is a combinatorial explosion. Because what is the problem? It is a given situation and we have to find the particular goal. So this is the problem. We have given some situation and we have to reach to some particular specified situation, which is your goal situation. And the given situation is your initial condition or the initial state. So this is about the problem. Some important problems that I have already told you. Day-to-day problems are there. Then very important thing is characteristics of a problem. You all must go through all the different characteristics. We have discussed each characteristics and all the characteristics given in a slide. The presentation. I have marked all the characteristics in a presentation with theory also, not only the nature of the characteristics also. Then there is a chapter of state, space, and such. So in a problem, we have different types of state. One is the initial state. Then we take some step. That is the successor function is there. We go to some more states. And finally, the main thing is we have to reach to the goal state. So this is what is state. And there is the state space also. All the possible states of any problem. All the possible states of any problem is known as the state space. Like in tic-tac-toe game, initially we have 9 moves or 9 options. In second move, we have 8 options, then 7 options, then 6 options, 5 options. So the combination of all the options, each option is known. In each option, we have number of states. In the first move, we have 9 states. We can move to any 9 states. In second, we have 8 states. So the combination of all the states is known as the state space. And that is the search. What is search? In the state space means from all the possible moves or from all the possible states or the state space, we have to find the goal state. That is the search. So this is what is known as state space search. So on the when we come to the search, there are different types of search techniques. Two categories of search techniques. One is the open and second is the closed, or we can say informed and uninformed search techniques or heuristic search techniques. So the common is the open or the closed, uninformed. So in that category, you have done breadth first search and depth first search. So here you are only given with the initial state and the final state and no other information is given. So therefore you have to traverse the whole tree. They help you to traverse all the tree, and if your state is present, the goal state is present, you will definitely reach to that particular state. But these are not optimal in nature. It is guaranteed that if the goal is there, you will find no, it is not the optimal search. Though it may be not be the optimal search. So contrast to this, there are some informed search techniques which make of heuristic, which apply some heuristic, that is, therefore they are known as heuristic search techniques. So in a heuristic search techniques, you have done many search techniques. The basis of all the heuristic search technique, the basic algorithm is generate and test. Then there is best first search. Algo, I have already given there simple algo. There are 6 steps in algo. So the algo is same in a best first search and the A star, or even in a AO graph. But the main thing is in the second step that we have to find the next state. So the next state, we have to apply some heuristic. So heuristic function, the evaluation function is different in all the types of searches. Here it is Fn is equal to Hn. Here it is Fn is equal to Hn plus Gn. So in AO graph, that is the concept is under the problem reduction, where arc is there. So where we have two methods to solve the problem. We consist of OR, and if in one of the method there is a combination of steps that if one step has to be done, the second branch, or if we have taken to this branch, and this branch has also be solved. So it is marked with the help of arc. So AO graph can be applied either on a best first search or on a A star. The main technique to solve is the same, and we have done one example also. We have done one numerical where we solve the tree with the help of AO problem also. Then after that, we have done hill climbing. Two algorithms. One was the simple hill climbing. Second is the steepest ascent hill climbing. Simple hill climbing also take into account only comes on the one direction, but steepest it is a multi orientation. Means it can take account all the directions. From this step, if we want to climb the hill, we can move to any direction. So that is taken into where the slope is taken into account. That is the steepest ascent. But the problem in the hill climbing is we have got three problems. One was the global local maxima. Then where there was the global maxima, sorry, plateau. Then there was the ridge, and also the solution, of all the problems. So this is about the hill climbing. Very important question. What are the problems of the hill climbing and what are their solution? I have given you the solution on the whole, that backtracking, long jump, random direction, but you have to specify for which solution is there. For this problem, which is the solution? For this problem, which is the solution? And for this problem, which is the solution? Very important. Hill climbing is also very important. Best first search, A star, any question can come and numerical will come. One numerical will definitely come. It may be on A star, it may be on BFS, it may be on AO, and problems of the hill climbing. Very important. What are the problems of the hill climbing and their solution? After that, very interesting topic. You liked all and you all solved the numerical also. It was the constraint satisfaction problem. So there was a flow chart. I have also loaded one video. There is some madam is speaking in that video. He is telling about the flow chart of the constraint satisfaction problem. I have discussed that flow chart in class also. So for your support again, you can go through that video. Then in this we have done script arithmetic problems. Then in this we did one is sample sand plus more is money. So such type of problem can be there or numerical can be there. You have to solve that numerical. It can be 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. It can be 4 plus 4 equal to 8. So then the last topic of this search technique was the mean sense analysis. So here we used to from current situation, we go to the next situation with the help of some operators. We have to choose one operator which will reduce the difference between our current situation and the goal situation. And it is a recursive process. We may take the first step. After taking first step also, again we have to say, do the same step, that from this state, again we have to choose some operator which will reduce the distance from this state to the goal state. So very important. This is also means, and what I want to say is this whole chapter is very important, and each and every topic is equally, you can say, chances of coming in a paper. A question will be either a question can be either on A star, the question can either be on a BFS, then AO graph, that is the problem addition, the TV wall, what we have done TV to purchase the TV, how to solve the tree, then it can be question about the constraint satisfaction problem. So these are the questions where the numerical can come. The numerical can come on A star, BFS, AO, constraint satisfaction problem. So these are the those questions where the chances of numerical is more. So even if it can also be one algorithm is asked, in another question some numerical is asked. So it can be a combination of in one part I can ask a numerical on BFS. On second part I can have a theory of means and analysis. In one part I can have a numerical on constraint satisfaction crypt arithmetic problem. In second part I can have a theory of AO graph. So it is a combination. There can be a combination also. So go through this chapter, which is the lengthiest chapter. This is the longest chapter of your syllabus. We devoted 3 lectures of 2 hours each for this chapter. So very important, and this is the main chapter of your part 1, along with the introduction to AI, then the problems, and this. Before going to the start with the next part of your MST, I want to tell you I had one practical session with you where the video lecture was given, and I asked you in that lecture that for the first two practicals, I will not send you anything because those two practicals you have already done breadth first search and the depth first search in the two previous semesters. And simple question was given to you that you have to make the program. As we have been discussing in the class, you have to make the program in any language, either in C++, or either in Python. So now it is not time to do that thing. Now you have to do with the theory part. But once your MST are over, so you have to submit. If I will give you, I will only give you the algorithm that I have already given in class. Still you want to me to give me the video on the algorithm, I will give you the video on the algorithm. But that program has to be written yourself because I can only give you the algorithm. So in a practical, it is you have to do the practical. I can tell you the steps how to go, but the coding has to be done by yourself. I can tell you how the coding has to be done. I can still tell you what algorithm. Algorithm I have already told you. You have already done breadth first search and the depth first search. So therefore, I am asking to you, you will make at your end only the practical, the soft copy. I don't want any written hand copy, and submit to me after your session is over. And I will give you 4 to 5 days after session. You have a, and it is very simple topic. You can give me. Then there will be the, you can say, I have already given shared you the PPT with your lab syllabus also. Then there will be a program on A star or the BFS. My job will be, I will be sharing you with again what I have done in class. I will be sharing with you the video of the algorithm. The program has to be made by yourself because language, it is you have to select the language. You want to make in a Python, it is good. You all know the Python. I will share the video with you. I will share the video of concept. What the concept you have, what is the main thing that I am asking in this program. But the coding has to be done yourself. So I have discussed with your Vinod sir also that I will discuss the only the concept of the practical. The coding part has to be done by yourself, and you have not to submit any handwritten. You only to submit the soft copy. So after this, your MST, we will have discussion on, and for the time being, you focus on your theory MST, then we will see what to do. So now you focus on your MST. Clear? After MST, you submit only the two programs of BFS and DFS, which you have already done in the data structure and the DA. So these are the two simple programs, and it is not of this syllabus, it is of the previous syllabus. So the first part of your theory I have discussed, the revision part. Then we come to the second part, that is game playing. First topic in the second part is the game playing. In game playing, one question I have already given, I have not discussed in a class. I admit that I have not discussed in a class. It was a simple question to you, that what is difference between perfect decision game and imperfect decision game. I have asked you you have to search yourselves. What is difference between perfect decision game and two games, example, two games for this and two games for this. So this question I have asked you to do yourself. So if I have asked you, then maybe I ask you the question on this also. Clear? Next, in game playing, very important algorithm. What we have done, it is the min-max algorithm. The concept of two player, one player is known as max, another player is known as min, and we play the game with the perspective of max. We want that highest point should be given to the max during the max turn, and minimum points should be given to the max when there is a turn of min. And we start with the worst cases. The worst case of max is minus infinity. Sorry, it is minus infinity, and the worst case for min is it is a infinity. And there will be a tree given. So tree will be given. So, and in the last leaf values will be there, which are known as utility values. Those utility values have to be carried up till to the root. So if it is the min term, the minimum will be taken. If it is the max term, the maximum will be taken. Sometimes tree is given and it is marked that the first term is max, then this is min, or sometimes square is given for max and circles are given for min. Then square for max and circle for min. And in the leaf nodes, these nodes, this does not belong to min or max. It is the leaf nodes. Here the values are given. These values are to be given. So you will not consider the leaf node as a min node or the max node. The node, all the levels above the leaf node will be considered, either it will be a min or either it will be the max. And we have done the numerical on this also. And there was a one problem on the min. I have also sent you the algorithm in PPT. Very simple algorithm of min and max was given. And in the theory, it has 4 components. There is a one simple definition. What is game tree? So all the possible moves of any game is known as the game tree. So then there is the use of successor function. There is the initial position. Then there are the utility values. Utility values or the leaf values are carried upward to the root, and this value becomes the min max value. Then you solve your program. So what you will be given a tree and you have to make the final tree. There you will show how the values goes upward and what will the final value at the root node. So this is min max. So there is a problem in a min max that we have to go through all the branches. There are some branches we need not to be solved because according to the situation of min and max, those values should, those branches should not be solved. They should be pruned. To prune those branches, we have special algorithm that is known as the alpha beta pruning. So where on the basis of this condition alpha greater than beta, we used to prune some branches. And I have solved 2 times. I have also sent the video of alpha beta pruning where the values go to the node. Those node values are stored there. Node values goes to upward. And in the term of min, the value of beta changes. And on the term of max, the value of alpha changes. And when this condition becomes alpha is greater than beta, that branch is pruned. If it is due to alpha value becomes greater than beta, then it is known as the alpha cut. If beta values become smaller than alpha, it becomes the beta cut. So tree will be given. You have to make the final tree, and in that tree, to each and every node, you have to give the values, and you have to denote the cut like this is the cut, that is the pruning is there, and in the later stage, in the last lines, you have to write total number of cuts this, total number of alpha cut is 1, total number of beta cut is 1 or 2, and node number this or this. So this is the final statement. So usually the examiner checks the final statement that you have done right or not, and we see the final tree. So in between all the work, you have to depict on a final tree. In between, you can make use of the rough sheets, but original tree is there. You have to show the final trees with values of all the nodes you have traversed. What value comes to this? What is the value of alpha here? What is the value of beta here? What is the value of alpha here? What is the value of final values? Because sometimes value also get changes. So you have to make the final values. So final tree has to be shown with you, and it is very important. You may consider that this question will come. That is the alpha beta pruning. And in same question, there will be the solve min max. What is the min max result? Result will be the same, but the method is different. Some of the trees will be the branches will be pruned in alpha beta. So you just make an idea that there will be this question. So this is the game playing. One topic was that also I have given to do yourself in part 2. There are 2 language, Lisp and Clips. So you have to gather near about 10 characteristics, 10 lines about Lisp and 10 lines about the Clips. Means what is their full form, who invented them, what is the main objective here. Like this is for the expert system, to develop the expert system, and some more characteristics. Not go for 10, 8 characteristics minimum for Lisp and Lisp. it will be a 2 marks question or the 5 marks question. If both the questions comes, that write a note on a Lisp and the CLIPS. It is CLIPS, CLIPS. So this I have already given you. So you have to do it yourself. Last thing in your syllabus is reasoning topic. Reasoning or inferencing. So here what we have done, we have done different types of reasoning or inferencing. First was the logic based reasoning. In this we have done the modus ponens and the modus tollens. So here if there is one premises that if A, then there will be the B, and second premise is that A is true, so B will also be true. In modus tollens, same first premises is same, if A then B. In second premise it is given that B is false, then obviously we will say A is also false. So one is modus ponens and another is modus tollens. Very important. One of this may come, or the question may come, what is difference between a modus ponens and modus tollens. Second was the deductive and inductive reasoning. Deductive and inductive. One is from general to specific and another is from specific to general. So you have to see what is from specific to general and what is from general to specific. And one example for deductive reasoning and one example for the inductive reasoning. Or the question may come, differentiate between the inductive reasoning or the deductive reasoning. Then we did monotonic reasoning and non-monotonic reasoning. Monotonic and non-monotonic. So from the given facts, we have made some conclusion. So after adding some more facts, if your conclusion does not changes, then that type of reasoning is known as monotonic reasoning. Here from the given facts, we have made some conclusion, and if we add more facts and if your conclusion changes by adding the more facts, then that type of reasoning is known as the non-monotonic reasoning. So here example was sun rises in the east. So this one fact is given. So conclusion is that the sun rises from the east. Now you add more facts that sun is round, moon revolves around the sun, earth moves around the moon, and so on. Whatever the facts you may add, but this fact will not change. This conclusion will not change that sun rises from the east. So that type of reasoning is the monotonic reasoning. Then we did some logical reasoning there. Then reasoning on the basis of analogy, that is the analogical reasoning. And the formal reasoning about the theorem proving. In the last, we have done forward chaining and the backward chaining. Forward chaining is we move from the initial state to goal state, and we have to find some facts to move from the initial state to the goal state. In backward chaining, the reverse direction is there. We start from the goal state and we see what would have happened to reach to this particular goal state, and we move upward to the initial state. That we have given the goal state, we have already reached the goal state, judgment has been given. Now you have to prove how this judgment we have came to this. Then you have to go to the reverse direction, that is the backward chaining. So this is all about your MST1. So if anybody have any doubt, you may ask me now. I'm going to unmute. I want to unmute all of you. So it is, you have to ask one by one. Anybody want to ask me anything about the syllabus? I have already shared the syllabus. In your WhatsApp group, you can see your syllabus in your WhatsApp group. And if you want to ask anything, you may ask me now.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
तन्वीर कौर.
Okay.
सर जो ये एल्गोरिदम्स है ये सभी के आने हैं साथ साथ में?
बेटा एल्गोरिदम देखो, मैंने आपको एक जनरेट एंड टेस्ट करवाया था ना, उसके बाद मैंने आपको बेस्ट फर्स्ट सर्च का एल्गोरिदम लिखाया, सिंपल वर्डिंग में लिखाया था ना, 6 स्टेप्स थे.
यस सर।
वही एल्गोरिदम आपका ए स्टार में आएगा, हमें लगी।
ओके।
बट वहां पे चेंज क्या होगा, एफ एन, वहां पे एफ एन इक्वल टू जी एन था, यहाँ पे एफ एन इक्वल टू जी एन प्लस एच एन आ जाएगा, ठीक है, ए स्टार में।
ओके सर।
और हिल क्लाइंबिंग का मैंने अलग से दिया था एल्गोरिदम। तो यही तो
ओके
तीन
सर।
है, और जो एओ है आता है, एओ में यही एल्गोरिदम यूज होगा इन दोनों में से। बट उसमें एक आपने एक कंसेप्ट साथ में ऐड करना है कि उसमें आर्क होता है, और एंड का कंसेप्ट नहीं आता है, एल्गोरिदम यही यूज होता है, ठीक है, एओ में।
ठीक है सर।
जब सॉल्व करना है ना, तो सॉल्व एओ में भी हम या तो इससे करेंगे या इससे करेंगे, ठीक है। बट सॉल्व करने के समय हमने देखना, अगर वो आर्क दिया तो ये दोनों ब्रांचेस को सॉल्व करेंगे। मैंने किया था ना, याद होगा, न्यूमेरिकल किया भी था, ट्री को सॉल्व किया था।
ओके सर।
तो अगर मैं आपको सेम क्वेश्चन दे सकता हूँ कि आपको एक ट्री दे दिया, ठीक है, इसको ऐसे सॉल्व करो विद द बी एफ एस या ए स्टार, ऐसे भी हो सकता है, और एक स्टेप और अगले में ये यहाँ पे आर्क देख के दिया कि अब इसको सॉल्व करो, तो ऐसा क्वेश्चन हो सकता है। तो इसमें न्यूमेरिकल भी आ सकते हैं। जो एल्गोरिदम आपने अच्छी तरह करना, वो बी एफ एस और ए स्टार का, और मीन्स एंड एनालिसिस का भी एल्गोरिदम दिया, और हिल क्लाइंबिंग का। एओ का एल्गोरिदम उतना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, एओ का कंसेप्ट ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, दैट इज वो आर्क वाला कंसेप्ट है, ठीक है।
ओके सर।
हाँ, तो एल्गोरिदम मेन इंपॉर्टेंट है, मीन्स एंड एनालिसिस, सॉरी, हाँ, मीन्स एंड एनालिसिस के सिंपल स्टेप है। बीएफएस और ए स्टार का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है,
ठीक है सर।
और उनके न्यूमेरिकल भी इंपॉर्टेंट है।
हेलो।
हेलो, यस।
हेलो सर, गुड आफ्टरनून। मेरा डाउट प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन में था जो
योर
पोल
नेम
में था।
प्लीज।
सर वैभव।
यस वैभव।
सर प्रीवियस पोल क्वेश्चन वाज dash helps in of transforming non-crisp values into crisp values. The
नॉन क्रिस्प मीन्स फजी वैल्यूज।
yeah fuzzy values into crisp values. So
हाँ
the question was asked that what helps in dash helps in, but
हाँ,
most of the
डीफजिफिकेशन, दैट प्रोसेस इज डीफजिफिकेशन।
sir process is not asked. Asked is dash helps.
नो
So
नो, फ्रॉम
it
द
would
गिवन ऑप्शंस इट विल बी डीफजिफिकेशन,
the
द बेस्ट
membership.
मैचिंग।
Okay, sir, membership function will not help in transforming non-crisp
No, no,
values
no, no,
into
no,
crisp
no, no, no.
values.
So the sometimes there can be a two answer, but we have to choose the best answer.
So defuzzification is a process.
Yes, it is a process. I am asking about the process on a dash, as dash means defuzzification helps you to convert it, to transform it.
Okay,
If I say na, I make use of the word grades or degree,
okay,
then you have to give the answer of member. जो second question भी वैसा ही था, ठीक है? You see the second question was same, but their special word was used at the grades of membership. When we are talking about the grades and degrees, then membership function comes directly.
okay.
तो जहाँ पे grades और degree word आ जाएगा, there you will use membership function. Clear, Vaibhav?
Yes, sir, but the second question was dash is a process of transforming crisp values. So we will write membership function. Membership
No, no,
function is a
you have to
process.
see, I am telling you, see the keyword. If there is a keyword of grades or degree, तब membership function आ जाएगा. Grades और degree word आ जाएगा ना बेटा.
Yeah. So, sir, whenever the question will come, then we will just look for that word and we will
हाँ,
ignore
grade,
that
grade.
whether it
Like
is asking a
yes,
process
yes.
or.
If we are talking about crisp and non-crisp values, fuzzy values और crisp values, तब वो fuzzification और defuzzification ही रहेगा.
Okay.
But when there will be process लिखा या नहीं लिखा, उस पे नहीं जाना आपने. और जब
Okay.
लिखा कि डिग्री ऑफ वैल्यूज आ जाएगा या ग्रेड्स ऑफ वैल्यू आ जाएगा, देन आंसर विल बी मेंबरशिप फंक्शन.
Okay, sir. So
Yes.
in this type of questions, I'll be looking for certain kind of words, and once I get that, I will
Yes, yes.
just.
Because everything is process also, everything is a technique also, or it is a block also. So it can be taken as a noun or it can be taken as a verb also. If we are talking about with the help of diagram na, and we are talking about the block, so sometimes it comes as a noun. But if we are talking about the process, then it comes as a verb also. तो कई जगह हम उसको नाउन के रूप में लेते हैं और कई जगह उसको हम वर्ब की रूप में लेते हैं. बट द मेन थिंग इज द कैची वर्ड इज देयर ऑलवेज. द कैची वर्ड इज डिग्री ऑफ ट्रूथ, ग्रेड्स, then it comes the membership function.
Okay, sir.
क्योंकि
Okay.
मेंबरशिप फंक्शन का रूल तो मैंने आपको डायग्राम में बताया ना, थ्रू आउट
Yeah, sir.
रहता है.
That I understood completely.
हाँ,
What
वो
you have told in
फजीफिकेशन में भी
diagram.
रहता है, वो डीफजीफिकेशन में भी रहता है, बट उसका
But if
मेन
I
रोल क्या है, डिग्री को कन्वर्ट करता है.
okay,
हाँ जी.
okay, sir. Thank you.
हाँ. बेटा देखो ना, कई बार डिग्री की नहीं जरूरी होती, जैसे फार वगैरह लिंग्विस्टिक वर्ड आ जाते हैं ना,
Yeah.
तब हमें वो ग्रेड की जरूरत पड़ती है. और जब सीधे ही कई बार क्रिस्प वैल्यूज वैसी होती 0.1, तो वहां पे फिर ग्रेड का काम नहीं होता ना कुछ करना, वो ऑलरेडी ग्रेडिंग है. व्हेन देयर आर सम लिंग्विस्टिक वर्ड्स इन द इनपुट, तो वहां पे फिर ग्रेडिंग की जरूरत होती है, देन इट कम्स द मेंबरशिप फंक्शन. और अगर कई बार क्रिस्प वैल्यूज आपको सीधा 0.1 में दे दिया तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. इनपुट वैल्यूज, मैं क्रिस्प वैल्यू नहीं बोलता हूँ, इनपुट वैल्यूज.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
क्लियर है? अब क्लियर हो गया?
Yes, sir.
ओके. एनी अदर डाउट? So let that do the end for today's lecture. So please revise all the topics. If anybody have any doubt, please ask me again. You can ask me afterwards also. You just give me a message on WhatsApp, then I will definitely give you the time that you may call me at this particular time. So, okay, goodbye for the day and good luck for your exam also. Be calm and just attempt your questions. What type of questions there will be, I was already told you.